Hello everyone, welcome back to another how to build video. This is how to build Pacifier, Fiend, Mage, Chandler. So this Chandler is the blue one, just the old blue one that came out with First Soldiers back in 2021, like May 2021. I think he dropped on global. He's actually still a very good unit, especially if you have his relic, which I'll get onto later on. But first, let's just get onto his stats. Overall, his stats aren't the worst, but he's more of a tank unit, and his relic will definitely boost these not the best defense stats. Oh, wrong button. Where's he at? There it is. But yeah, so his he has the turn off effect ability, which is literally Red Tormil's Grace, but he gets to decide who he does it on. At level 3 is 2 turns, but at level 1 and 2 is only 1 turn. Counter, his counter is only 1 turn until he hit counter level 3, which is then like counter level 3 is broken. So what this does is that all the damage he intakes, he then immediately outputs plus his own damage that he outputs with his counter as well. So he's literally full countering all the damage back. Let's just say he takes 200k HP, because his relic will help tank that. Takes 200k, reflects 200k plus whatever his attack would be. Back in the day at level 1, when Chandler first came out, he was completely broken, like broken his counter. And you used to be able to do 1,000,000 damage on a level 1 counter card. Don't know why, but you could. His ultimate is really bad. It's a charge ult, so it's the same as Rem's. And I want to say Blue King? Small King? But I'm not too sure. But his passive is actually very useful, which is it applies an effect which decreases all stats of enemies by 7% who use a skill in PvP for 1 turn. So this can stack as many times as they play cards. So obviously you can only ever play 3 cards in PvP, so you can lower someone's stats by 21%, and it applies before the attack. So let's just say Rimuru uses 3 single target cards. The first one will have a very low chance to crit, and it will lower his attack. Then the one off that will do less damage, and then less damage. It's actually it's a super good passive. It's actually still very useful today. It can completely counter Red Brynhild. It's very good. Overall, I would say HP defense, if you're going to use him in geared. I would still recommend HP defense even in ungeared, or no, sorry, not ungeared, but PvE. Because his passive, but his counter wants him to take as much damage as possible, so then he can output as much damage as possible. So you want to have as much HP as possible to be able to absorb as much damage as possible. But now this is where his relic comes into play. So you don't actually need outfits for Chandler. Obviously, if you can use him in PvP, then yeah, it's probably better to get the outfits than not get the outfits. Obviously, the lifesteal is very useful. An extra 5% lifesteal is always very useful. But his relic is where things start to get kind of broken. The stats on it aren't too bad. Defense and HP, which is really what he would want. And now this removes debuffs from himself, which is the same as when using a stance, which is the same as what Terry has. Terry, whenever he uses a stance card, he removes all debuffs from himself. So this is the same effect, removes debuffs from himself when using a stance skill, and decreases damage taken by 30% for 2 turns, and increases HP related stats by 20% for 2 turns, of course. But the only issue with using this is that obviously it's a buff card. It's a legitimate buff, so if you're versing a Rimuru or you attack when there's an Esterosa on the field with his commandment in play, you lose a buff, of course. But if not, if you're going to use it at the end, which is what I suggest you do the majority of the time, you use the counter card at the end. It's good. You're going to hit very hard. So this pretty much says he takes less damage, but he has more HP. Means he can absorb more. Means then he can dish back more, which is really what you want. Obviously, it's a dog relic. It'll probably be one of the first dog relics I get. I do recommend this relic. Obviously, Executioner's Eldritch's relic is also very good as well. But this relic is very good if you want to go for a high rank in geared PvP. Anyway, that's really it for Chandler. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.